Now, though, a physical activity that many Australians take very, very seriously indeed, even if they're not personally out there on the field themselves. It's finals time for the AFL, of course, and on the couch in a moment, the retiring AFL boss, Wayne Jackson. But before we chat with Wayne, here's some AFL veterans, real heroes of the game, in fact, with their views on the state of play in the local brand of football. And if you think that's a loaded comment coming from a soccer nut like yours truly, you're dead right.
Throws the ball out in front of him. Carey comes after him. Bob hammered again. Went without the ball. Sash goes down. Picked up by Marion. Marion hooks it up in front of the goal. He's scored! It's the week of the season. He's 25, 30 metres from the goal. 45-degree angle. And if he can kick this to Bays, the back in front.
Football's always had a magical hold over me, really. So I kicked a footy when I was young, when I got the chance, and I played competitively as soon as I got the chance, and it's been the common thread throughout my life.
Goes with a fleeting hand pass to Jarman. Beautiful skills by the master Jarman, and he goes!
Our father was a very good footballer, and his father had 9 brothers. So we come from a bit of heritage in terms of football, and I think when we were born we had our boots already made and a football in our hands.
I played cricket in the summer, football in the winter. Loved my sport. Used to wake up Saturday mornings and oh yeah, it's sport today. Absolutely loved it. My father didn't want me to play, but my uncle would pick me up on a motorbike. My father would have died if he'd known that. And I was playing against men at an early age of 14, so I matured. I wasn't a big size. I was just a skinny kid, but I matured playing against men.
I think bonding with your teammates and with family members and family friends involved in a football club is very, very important.
You once played for teammates, you played for jumper, and you played for club, and they are the most important things to you.
We used to be the boundary umpire, do the scoreboard for the senior match, be the goal umpire, get 50 cents.
50 cents, you could buy chips and lollies, drinks, and sensational.
So it was good, but yeah, very important.
The greatest example of the support that a football club could give happened to me in 1970 when I came back from Vietnam. I'd been in Vietnam with the 7th Battalion, and it's not fun. I was in Saigon on the Thursday. We flew to Sydney, got in late Thursday night, flew to Adelaide the next morning. My teammate Wayne Phillips was there to meet me at the airport. I've played for Glenelg on the Saturday, not very well. But immediately I had the support and the fellowship of the football club around me, and that made an enormous difference to my integration back into society.
When I first started, 13 handballs was the max for a game. 5 by one side, 8 by Sturt. I remember one of the grand finals. Sturt had 8 handballs. Now, that was a lot of handballs then. Now it's 100 each team.
Jarman wants to use his body and does it beautifully.
The main difference, I think, is the skill.
It's not as good as it was.
No, it was probably we used to, back 10 years ago, train harder with skills. And I think that's sort of dropped off a little bit, and they're going for the running athletic type, whereas the slow...
chubby ones like me.
I wasn't going to say that, but
you
like you.
Yeah,
and the Greg Williams of the world were slow, but they had football smarts.
All the strain on number 12. Every bit of strain. Hasn't kicked the goal all day, Wally.
I hadn't particularly played well that day, so it was like a last gasp, for heaven's sake, just do something.
It's a heart failure finish. He's back to straight. And the Bays go back to the front. And the Bays have fought back. They've done it without a...
It's after all the emotion, the excitement died down, and people say, well, you took a mark, you kicked a goal, and it was a team effort. Like, you just have to keep telling yourself that, otherwise you could get too carried away with your own importance.
I played Gazer and played in the Premiership. I played at North Adelaide and played in the Premiership. Hawthorn, same, and the Crows. So I'm one very lucky person to play.
I played in that Crows 197.
To play in all them clubs and play in Premiership.
You thank Blighty for that. You thank Malcolm Blight for that.
When the first footballer took the first dollar for playing football or sport, the loyalty aspect was always going to be eroded.
When I played, it was £5 a game, which was $10. 20 games, so that was £100 I got for the year. Players today, the good players, are $500,000 a year. which I think is too much money.
I think my first league game for North Adelaide, I picked up, I reckon, $75.
You're overpaid.
What? Excuse me.
In 1990, Port Adelaide made an unsuccessful attempt to join the AFL. The Adelaide Crows' entry to the AFL a year later marks the beginning of a bitter rivalry between the teams.
Port Adelaide people hated it, and every time the Crows lost, they'd be great celebration and they'd rub our noses in it. So for 4 years I've had to endure that, maybe a bit longer. Then Port Adelaide went in, so I thought, right, you're going to have your teething problems. It's going to be, you know, everyone does. I'm going to have great delight in just burying you and, you know, saying the sort of things that they said about us.
The bombshell came at choice number 9 after Port Power deliberated long and hard over their first pick.
Player 3605, Chad Corns, Glenelg.
It's the football gods repaying me for something I've done because they've drafted Chad or something. So you can't be as critical as you would have liked to have been. And then 2 years later, they draft Camus. This lose once under Port Adelaide, losing 2. It's just unheard of.
You look at a player, and if he can play football, that's what you pick. Outside of that, we really don't think of anything emotionally. That, you know, whether Graham picks on Port or whether he doesn't mean a thing.
Metres out from Port's goal. Corns was nowhere in that contest.
The speed of the game's a lot quicker and the players are bigger and stronger, and so I reckon if you can get between 6 and 10 years the AFL level, you've done a wonderful job, I reckon.
I think I can go to my next life very, very happy, ready to put on the boots again. I don't know about you.
You ain't going to kick up there either.
Hey? You're kidding, aren't you?
As Australian, there's bloody meat pies and Holden cars. A few blokes there talking about footy. Well, AFL anyway.